Hey everyone, welcome back to Factory Rack Garage. I wanted to give a little update on what was going on with the Nova. Been making a lot of progress on it. So kind of pick up where we left off. We got all the seam sealing done. The last time you guys probably seen it, I don't think it was painted. So we got the all the seam sealing pretty much painted back over, so it's looking pretty good in there. And started doing putting all the brake lines and gas lines on. So this is the brake line here, which I had a full set of brake lines that I ordered from, I think it was Inline Tube. Very good set. It was the whole front, the back, over the rear end, everything. It's all stainless, but we're adding all of our new brake line because the old stuff was pretty bad, rusted, holy, stuff like that. So going with the ni-cobb here, the nickel copper stuff. So what we're gonna do is, this is the factory mounting locations for it. So this is gonna be the 5/16, this is the return here. And we just added it right in like it would kind of normally be. Well, on the Novas, they actually ran the supply line on the passenger side. But I don't want to do that. I didn't really want them coming up on two separate sides. So what we're gonna do is, after we get both of these lines run, we're gonna come in here and run the next one right next to it. So both of our feed line, or both of our lines, will come right up at the same spot. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And that'll be a 3/8 line. So, and then basically what it's gonna do is after it comes up, goes up here, they're both gonna come up. What they used to do from the factory is they would, it kind of come up and then they'd loop way back, come up, stuff like that, and come up here. But I'm not gonna do that. My sending unit will come out right here. So what we're gonna do is we'll run this up. We're gonna put our clip right here, and then we'll just kind of run it out and we'll just peek them out right here. So the lines will just be rubber lines going from here to the tank right here, quick connects. My son's got a what is it, the Mr. Cool or whatever it is, that you can do the quick connect fittings on it for like the GM and stuff like that. So that's what we'll be putting on. It'll be like the quick connect to a 6AN and a 6AN over, stuff like that. So new brake line here, everything's gonna be new. We got the rear end all cleaned up. I think, see if I can put in some pictures of what it used to look like. So as you can see, it was pretty nasty. We put in all new brakes, all new seals. It'll have a new gasket in the back. I didn't put a new pinion seal on it because this is a 8.5, but it's the Series 2, which is the 241 and down gear ratio. And I want to put, because I have the 4L80 in there, so I want to put at least a 373 in there. It's the goal. Plus this is an open diff. So instead of wasting a seal or whatever, this is only going to be temporary, probably just to get it on the road for the summer. And then this winter we'll come back and I'll buy a new gear set for it and a new posi for it. So there's no sense in really wasting, taking the pinion out to do any of that stuff. It's not a big deal. So here's some more of those brake lines. They kind of get bent up in shipping a little bit here and there, so this got to be tweaked a little bit, but it's still a nice little set. So Alright guys, so we're going to be putting the GM quick connects on here. We're going to bring this up here, bend this out, because our lines are going to go straight through here down to our sending unit on the tank. So we have this tool here, which is a master tool, and it will make these fittings for it here. So what you see me doing is just trying to get this cleaned up a little bit. This thing, This little fitting fits on there pretty tight. It's got a slide in there. This is what's going to make the little, basically it's almost like a bubble flare, but it's in the middle for your fitting to snap onto. So these are pretty nice. This is what we're going to do for we did for the fittings in the front. We'll do it for the 3/8 line too for our main supply, because this is our return. This is our 5/16. So we'll do it for both of those, and then we're going to go from there to AN fittings down. So we'll have a hose in here, so that way we can disconnect them pretty easy if we have to drop the tank. All right, guys, so that's how you make that fitting. You take your AN line, which is your quick connect here. I don't have the little plastic piece in there, but then that'll slide right on there like that, and it'll clip on. And then we're gonna put a 90 in this. That'll run right up to our sending unit, and then we can do our AN lines from here, which will be 6 AN. Just like that. All right, guys, well, this is the finished product. I got both the lines put on. See how they turned to come out right here, right down to the gas tank. You got the return line, the main line, kind of hooked them up right back at the same factory points like I was saying. So this is where we had to make a little bit of an adjustment here. The factory one would have ran right here, the 5/16 return. We just kind of changed it up a little bit, but then all we did is, this will be the factory location here. We just added on right here on the side. It turned out pretty well. And then this is where they'll come up and terminate. Let me show you here. So, can't really see it. So you can kind of see in there. Oh, no, you can't. So this is where they terminate out. So they'll come up to the bottom right here, and then I got them right here. I'm going to be taking this out, the e-brake cable, but these will run over, and I'm going to run my hoses right underneath of my steering column, and then they'll go straight up into the fuel rail. So, and then what you see me and my son doing there when we were making the fittings, or making the bend, sorry, is I go through and I take a bunch of my scrap line, and I just made up random bends on my bender, and I'll keep them in a baggie. I keep all these in a baggie. So I got the 5/16, I've got the 3/8, stuff like that. And what I do is I'll make the bends and I mark them on there. This one's marked for a 3/8, and it's a 90-degree bend. And right here where I got this little line, that will correspond to where I need it on my bender, so I can mock these up. So you see me when we were kind of putting up and putting this, and then I'd put a mark, then that knew exactly where my bend needed to be. And I just went through and made a bunch of them. Got 45s, 180s, you know, stuff like that. It really helps, and you just keep the stuff in a baggie, and they'll always be there for when you do them. You can do them for the brake lines and stuff like that too. It just makes it pretty helpful. So, but that's going to do it for this one, guys. And we'll see you guys back here next time on Factory Ag Garage. Later.